Hey, what's going on, guys? Threat Level Midnight here. Today we're talking the MDT Oryx Chassis. I've had this thing for a little over a year now, and I can finally give you my kind of consolidated thoughts on it, what I like and don't like about it. And how I have it set up is this is just a Savage Model 10 action and a stock 20-inch barrel. It's chambered in 308. It's a Surefire Pro Comp on it, and then it's just dropped into the chassis here. I have a LaRue 20-minute throw lever mount on it and a Schmidt & Bender PM2 scope. But basically, I've shot hundreds and hundreds of rounds with this thing, and I think it's hard to beat it for the price point. We'll start with that on MDT's website. It starts at $429. I remember getting this thing on sale for, I want to say it was like $399, and if you can find it for under 400 bucks, it's a steal of a deal for something like this. It's a solid block of aluminum here, and we'll go ahead and start back to front. And starting with the stock, you have just a kind of your standard fare rubber butt pad, but you have the ability to put spacers in to add additional length of pull. And on top of that, MDT also sells a kit where you can make it a height adjustable butt pad on it. So that's pretty cool that you can give yourself adjustable length of pull and height if you so choose. You have an adjustable cheek rest right out of the box, which is a great feature and kind of expected if you're running a chassis. But what I like about this one is it's small, so it's not overly bulky. It's set pretty far back, and it has a pretty good notch cut out of it right here. And what that does for me is it allows me to drop my bolt without having to drop my cheek riser and adjust that at all. There's plenty of space in between, and I can't tell you how many times I've run into issues with cheek risers where I have to drop the cheek riser down just to run my bolt out. So moving on to the grip, it takes standard AR-15 grips. This is just the MDT one that it comes with. I like it. I haven't changed it out. Some people like their more vertical grips. This one has a pretty vertical angle. It's not 100% straight up and down. It's got a nice palm swell in it, and it has built-in, if you can see right here, it has a built-in thumb shelves on either side here. So I have a nice palm swell on the grip, and my thumb can rest right here on this shelf. So I'm a big fan of that right there. The magazines, it takes AI mags. I've been running the MDT 10-round metal mags without the binder plate. The handle that I run out of here is seated a little bit long, so it doesn't fit in your standard AI mags. MDT does offer mags without the binder plate inside, so it allows me to use those too. Additionally, it will fit your PMags, your 10-round AI pattern PMags, and it fits those just fine as well. I will say that running the PMags with a Savage, if you look, you can see the feed lips on the MDT mag, the metal mags, are significantly shorter than on the P mag. So what I had to do was remove a small amount of material off of each side of these P mags to fit into the action. And it wasn't the fault of the chassis itself. If you can see inside the gun here, I'll get you guys closer up in just a second. If you can, when you see inside the gun, you can see that it's part of the action that dips down and contours. So right here you can see the inside of the action where it drops down. You can see that little contour right there. So when I bring a magazine up, let's get this thing in, you can see right here that if I didn't remove that little bit of material, then it would just make contact with the action of the gun and not fit. So I had about 6 of these things, and right out the gate I had to hit them with the Dremel right on the feed lips right here just so they could fit into the gun. It wasn't hard, it only took a few minutes to do all of them, but it's something to be aware of if you're using it. So moving forward on the chassis, it's still just a solid block of aluminum. They sell other colored panels here for your buttstock and your forend, and every now and then they'll come out with something limited edition or some kind of a hydro dip pattern if you're interested in that. I've just left mine the stock green. The channel here for the barrel is extremely generous. You could fit an extremely heavy contour barrel in there, and it's also just an M-lock slot on the bottom. I have the Arca rail set up. It's the Oryx Arca rail. Initially I did just have a this is about a 6-inch Arca M-lock rail section, and I had it mounted up front here, and you can't tell based on looking at it, but the chassis kind of doglegs downward a little bit, so it only fits their proprietary Arca rail that they've made here. And if you want to go over 6 inches, you're going to need one that contours the stock, which means that you need to buy theirs. And I actually just recently got the MDT one in, and it fits perfect, and I would recommend getting it if you do have this chassis. Because of its price point, there's a lot of features that maybe the Their more expensive offerings don't have, it doesn't have the panels where you can put the weights in there. It doesn't have the ability to do some of the things that their higher end ones do. But you can also customize it too. So they do have offerings like the buttstock spacers, the adjustable height. You can get knurled nuts so you can loosen your cheek rest faster, and you can do the different colored panels and things. So it comes in at 4.2 pounds. It doesn't add a tremendous amount of weight to the gun, but it's enough. It's a lot more than your traditional stock. This is a Savage Model 10, so initially I had just the Savage AccuStock, and if you know the AccuStocks, it has a solid aluminum bedding block in it that runs all the way to the front of the stock. So this isn't the lightest stock in the world, but it's probably only maybe 2 pounds. So you've over doubled your weight when you moved to the chassis, and personally I think that makes it shoot a lot more stable. So enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and see how it shoots. And I pulled that one. Could feel it on the trigger press. Shot number 2. It's a hit. I'm good, buddy. How are you?
You hit the target, Cal, man.
Let's see if we can neutralize this one right here. And here's a solid first round impact. Oh, pushed off to the right edge. There we go. And so you can see by the videos on the range, this thing's super comfortable to shoot, and that's something that I like about it the most. When you switch from a traditional stock to something like this, maybe you don't see, 10 times tighter groups, but what you do have is like supreme comfort and good ergonomics and just a smooth shooting gun. The additional weight, a nice flat surface on the bottom to ride on bags or to attach an ARCA rail, the switch to the AI mags, the grips, the adjustable cheek riser, like everything that it gives you, it just makes the gun a lot more comfortable to shoot. I ended up stacking this gun head to head against an M1A. And the M1A that I put together shoots extremely tight, but at the end of the day, of course, I preferred this gun over it because it was just so much more comfortable and user-friendly. So I'll tell you what, for the money, for 429 bucks, you're not going to find a better chassis out there, if you can even find one at all. I highly recommend this thing, and if you can get it, that's good on you. They make it for a variety of guns: Remington 700s, the Tikas, the Howas, the CZ rimfire guns, as well as like the Savage Mark IIs. If I see one on sale again, I'll probably pick one up for my Savage Mark II, just so I can have kind of a clone trainer rifle. But those are my thoughts on the Oryx. Let me know what you guys think if you have any experience with it, and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much.